Hello. A lot of crying, a lot of processing. It's enough, it's enough. I know that, I don't want to say ugly things. I don't want to say things about it descending into adolescence and all of these things because I was adolescent. I do acknowledge that. That he knows what time it is in his mind, right? And I know what time it is in my mind. And so in his mind, he says, oh, I can't trust someone if I can't control their mind because then they might learn the secrets that I don't want them to know. Right? And so in my mind, I say, I don't want to play the mind game. I don't want someone in my mind because then they might find out the secrets that I don't want them to know. Do you understand? 1 second. Right, and so you see it's the same thing. Right? And so when he turned his back on me, I said, oh, he is trying to... Right, he's pushing against, he's putting pressure on something that I'm not comfortable just, discussing with anyone. I'm not comfortable with just, submitting my mind in this way, unnecessarily, knowing he's watched me for 2 months. And he felt the same way in his mind. I do see that he knew that he was listening to the good parts of him, that he was listening to the women. He wasn't objectifying them. Beyond that, he was objectifying all of us, right? That this is the point, right? That now he is in this real sort of emotional quagmire, real emotional kind of watershed where he has a man in his feminine side now. That's like what I represent. Because I'm the only man, right, who refused to submit to his psychic mind game, right? So therefore, right, he treats me like he treats the women, and therefore, I understand him better than anyone else. Right? So, I couldn't see that far. I couldn't see that it was about the women, that it was about the good things, that, right? I just saw that he wasn't being good. That's what I saw. It was right there in front of me. Right? That he set up the whole fucking thing and he still can't look me in the eye. He still can't say what he needs. Like that, yes, that upset me. That made me think he still doesn't respect my mind. Like, what is this? Like, why are you being this way? And of course, it makes perfect sense when it's all reduced to the truth, that we are father and son, that we are the same, just in different directions, that we have this serious, right, biological, right, condition that defines both of us in the worst way, right? And so he turned his back on me, right? And this is where it's funny. That's where people in the industry are probably laughing their asses off because they're all cynical and ugly. Well, we both turned our backs on each other for the same reason, right? Because we're so uncomfortable with ourselves in our minds, right? That we exercise our minds upon the world in opposite ways. Right? That I push my energy out through my mind into creation. Right? That Quentin pushes his mind into other people and seeks to control them. That's like, right? And so this is why we're opposite, right? This is why I couldn't give him what he wanted, because I saw that as a violation that he was in no way deserving of. And I see now that he was. So seeing it all, right, for what it is. No, I do see it's my fault. I can't stress that enough. It's not his fault. I'm supposed to be the big dick, psychic, hardcore, badass motherfucker, right? It's my fault. It's not his fault. I'm so pure. I'm so obstinate. I'm so obdurate. All of these things that I literally can't see women in like a social, sexual kind of way. I can see them in a professional way, right? And so this is the irony, like that. This is the irony that Quentin, right, set up this thing and was like, "Cool, I'm gonna like do like this thing, right?" And like it's like a hardcore psychological thing, right? And so these women, right, sensing how unresolved he is in his mind with himself, with his demons, with his shortcomings, right? That they saw me, right, primarily as a way out. Let's just like call it what it is, right? That he's been sadistic and not cool for a long time, and they don't want to get tied up by Quentin Tarantino anymore. That's like, there it is, right? But on a fundamental level, too. Especially after I put my secret on paper, they said, you have to see your life for what it is. It's right in front of you right now, right? This is your chance to reconcile the parts of yourself that you don't like looking at with the parts that are worth keeping, which is us, which is the beautiful things. And the beautiful things say that we want to spread our legs for this man, for no one else, right? Because he's a radiant angel and he'll hold us and make us feel safe, right? But in order for us to feel safe, you have to accept that you can't control his mind, right? And so since he can't, right, because of like his physicality, like his shortcomings, right? If he can't control you as a psychic, then he can't respect you as a creature of God. And yes, that is a flawed psychology. That is not a healthy psychology, right? And so when these women said, Quentin, you need to address this. You need to, please, like, don't be weird about this. Like, don't, like, it's bad enough that he put it on paper and now you're, like, humiliating him all over town. You need to just, like, be cool about this. Like, be cool, sexually liberated, and he'll help you. Like, this, he wants to help you. Right? And so now we've crossed into this, it's kind of quasi-criminal territory where through his act of terror, he has been withholding them from coming to me. It does seem pretty obvious in that way. At the very least, Daniela. And really, it's all four. It's all four of them. The two that were in the movie and the two that are at his house. Right? It's not like arbitrary, like, numbers, right? And so the joke that my therapist made was that, oh, all of the people who understand happen to be the most beautiful people in the world. And it's like, yeah, in this instance, that is exactly what I'm saying. Yeah, it is funny and it is hot. All those things, like as long as we're cool, like as long as we're like cool, like I didn't see the magic. I didn't see like what time it was, right? Everyone in town, you're all so sick in your minds. You're not well, it's not cool, it's not sexy. No, it's just weird. It's just fucking weird for you to read all those pages, right, of bondage and like no. No. That's not cool. That's not hot, right? And for them to see that he needs catharsis, that he needs like real psychological catharsis, and for you all to say, well, Quentin knows best, it's his script, right? You all denied what's good in his life, right? Any dignity at all, any say in how they were treated. And now they have to go. That's the point. That's the point. We'll read the scripts, right? We'll decide what's worth pursuing and we'll make our own lives together, right? It doesn't have to be like no control, right? Control's in your eyes. Like we're good, like we're good. Right? That he could have been gracious and seen what they were telling him, seeing that they were excited now, that it was like, oh, cool, like here's this man who will like protect us and like be good to us and he won't make it weird at all, and that means a lot to us, Quentin, and we just want you to like be cool about this, right? And so for him to not be cool, right? No, we gotta fucking, right? We gotta let them cut loose if they need to cut loose, right? And so it's not about me having them. That's not what this is about. But if you understand, then they have no other options, right? Even if we all go live in the mountains as a fucking hermit, right? Like this is what none of you understand, right? That this is beyond. This isn't about some sort of like comeuppance for Quentin, like that's not. right? But it kind of has turned into that on some fundamental level, right? Not because I deserve the pussy, right? Not because I have the audacity, right, to say, right, that I'll violate your wife while you watch, like that. That's got nothing to do with it, right? But it does on some level because he's been so awful to these women, having this unresolved trauma, that now they see this man that's like the total fucking package. That they're like, yes, he's hot and he's cool and he's like a sexually hip guy, right? And he's broken too, like Quentin, but like we're so cool with it, like everything's cool, right? That since no one else wants to address him as a man, as an equal, and say, why do you behave the way that you do, right? They choose me, and they're prepared to leave everything behind. But that still does not prevent the fact from him having the potential to be wicked constantly. And this is my point when I said they choose me. It doesn't matter what I look like, right? Because I'm the only one that knows what time it is. That I can foster them, I can lift them up, we can all lift each other up. And this is why he doesn't want to let them come to me, because then it's over. That's the point. Right? And so we're all just crying a lot. We're all just like really processing it, seeing. And the women always knew this is the point. This is the point. The women are smart. They're emotional, right? Like this is the point, right? That now, me having paid this price, I occupy the same real estate as the women in his mind, but I am a man. That's the point, right? And so he's really like struggling with this right now because I'm telling him you need to be cool for the women. You need to like be cool about the women, right? Because like they're cool, hot, sexual, freaky women, but they don't like the way that you're treating them right now. And so they need to be able to like go somewhere else. And since no one else is prepared, right, to trust that they know how they feel and where they want to be, right, that I have to, right, I have to be that horse's ass, And you can be cool, like we are together, we are family, right? But now we have to address this thing. We have to know that we are whole together, like we're all broken, I said it before. So I just don't see the need to keep fighting. I don't see the need to not let them come to me, to not let us stop being this way. You'll feel better. This is like, he's struggling with a lot with this because the science is basically sound. There's not really any leg to stand on, that he's created this peculiar psychological frequency where like we're all smart enough to see that we don't have an alternative, that we don't have, right, and that we're all hot, like, yeah, like that's great, like that's cool, like for sure. When I see Sydney Sweeney, I'm like, God damn, yes, ma'am, show me how you walk, like all these things, like sure, like I think that, Daniela, all the things, but it's just about decency, it's just about being good, And so he's struggled for so long, wanting to be good, but feeling that he's not good. And so now this is why I'm here, right? That's the point, because I love him and I know that he is good enough. And so, right, the women need a change. They can't be under his level of sadistic control anymore. And so, right, we just have to be cool. Everything's cool. We're all professional, right? We're all going to keep working, right? The project's right? But I work their money and we like do our own thing, and that's cool too, right? That's like everyone's cool with that, right? I didn't see the magic. It's my fault. I do love him, right? We all have to come together to help him feel better. That's the point.